Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. This is our coffee and conversation for the meeting for the day. And I'm going to let you guys know a little bit. We have some other meetings. So we have a Grad Tuesday on Tuesdays today at 12 p.m. that just passed. And this is our coffee and conversation meeting at 2 every Tuesday. And we have a family meeting at 5:30 tonight on Tuesdays. We also have an all recovery meeting, and that is on every Thursday at 1 p.m. and a men in training meeting on Thursdays at 3 p.m. And our last week, but our Freedom Fridays meeting at 1 p.m. and that's every Friday at 1 p.m. So I have an article here is 12 Gifts of Recovery. And this article is about valleyhope.org. So if you like this article, you can go to valleyhope.org. 12 gifts of recovery. So number 1, hope. Hope is the gift that keeps on giving and fosters healing. A positive attitude is everything. And empirical, that's a fancy word. Evidence shows hope can be a vital part of recovery. Healthy cultures, and even economic improvements. In addition, hope can get us out of bed and it helps us sleep soundly. Believing in yourself, working to achieve your goals, and persevering through challenges, all of these efforts are possible and motivated by hope. So like I was looking at now, it's like principles of recovery.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it's called gifts of recovery, and hope. That's something I didn't have. An active addiction. Like I thought I was gonna die. That's basically what my hope was. You know what I mean? So it changed. Like a lot of these principles, like take as hope and take like the negative of hope, right? So all the negatives of these principles, that's what was an active addiction.
Right.
And it was a struggle, right? It was a struggle in active addiction. And until I started applying some of these principles in my life, so I had to like Google or look up these principles, right? I know the names of them, but to actually know what the principle is different. I can have a idea, but like, do I really know what hope is? I do have hope today. Like my life has changed because I had some type of hope, I already got another one. Let's see here. All right. So we had somebody else log on. Awesome. So Dana, what do you think about hope? Do you have any type of
so hope is obviously I have hope, right? But like sometimes my old thought patterns challenge my ability to have hope and stand firm in that, right? Like, I've been going through something recently with employment and, I hopefully will be starting the job of my dreams soon. But like, and I've talked to Jessica about it too, that like at first, excuse me, I'm so sorry. So I thought that, I would start the job right away. Anyway, my start date got pushed back and I started to like that self-doubt crept in. Yeah. And self-doubt is my antagonist to hope, right? So, so like I was saying, like you were saying, the opposite of hope is what you felt in active addiction. So like self-doubt is what I felt in active addiction. So I felt like that's my antagonist. So I hope and I'm reading down the list here and like clarity, and I'll speak on that too if you want me to.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
That moment of clarity kicks in and dashes away the self-doubt and says you're not the same person anymore. Like, people from your past could meet you and wouldn't even recognize you. And this has happened, Carl, right?
No.
These people meet us face to face and have no idea how to even deal with us because they've dealt with us only this way. And now there's nothing like you now that's like that. And they're just like, oh. They try, right? And you're just like, no, next, right? So I have a tremendous amount of hope, but I also have a tremendous amount of self-doubt. But I have to like keep in check my clarity I have to keep in check like the principles that I live with today and remember like I'm not the same person. Like my past is my past and I'm grateful for my past because without my past there wouldn't be a present. But I'm not living in the past.
Yep.
You
Don't
know?
have to stay stuck there. I like how you touched on like that stuff that can always arise. That stuff just doesn't go away. We just in recovery that we deal with it. We recognize it
Yeah.
and we can deal with it. Like
Right.
before we can just run. You know,
Right.
self-doubt, like we can just go use or go
Right.
run, cause more harm, cause more pain,
Yeah.
more suffering. But like you know yourself more today. Like
Yeah.
and you had like expectations on like having that job or
That's
that
that instant
day.
gratification
Yes,
piece
we
too,
want-
right?
And we can't have that all
Right.
the time, you know. We want it to be nice, but you can set yourself up for failure, and that's what I think
Yeah.
I've done a lot in my recovery, in active addiction. Like I set myself up,
Right.
I expecting things and get let down, and we go to old behaviors or old pattern thinking,
Yeah.
you know. So we just when we come in recovery, have a little bit of hope that can definitely grow throughout the process
The seed of hope.
for sure.
You gotta water it, right?
Yep, every day. Clarity. A moment of clarity kick started your treatment and recovery journey. Being clear is a thought, is an undeniable gift of sobriety. As you strengthen that clarity muscle over time, and it will propel you forward on the road to recovery. Yeah, I think in active addiction we're clouded. We have no type of clarity because we're always under some type of substance. You know, everything revolves around drugs and alcohol. And how can you get clarity through that? You know what I mean? You're living in a fog. You know what I mean? So to actually get some clarity and to find out who you are and what you want in life, you know, first and foremost, you know, we have to put the drugs and alcohol down. That's got to be first. I think I've touched on that before a lot. You know, yeah, we get a sense of clarity and get the sense of hope. The longer you stay here in recovery, that grows.
Yeah.
That grows over time. It doesn't instant gratification doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
You know.
I love how it says that it's a muscle
Yep.
because pure facts, right? Like you know, like you have years, like once you acquire this time, like you go through transformations and like reach different levels
Mhm.
of clarity, right? And like different things dawn on you. Like for me, you know, couple levels in, I realized like I need to recover something that I was missing before I picked up.
Mm.
That was why I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, the next level of clarity allows me to uncover the next level of things that I need to work on.
Yeah.
So my muscles.
Well, you dig deeper and deeper, and you talked about like even before the drugs and alcohol things happened, but we stuff all that stuff,
Right.
right? And it's like, oh wow, this
Yeah.
is why I'm using in the begin with.
Right. Yeah. As soon as we find that drug, it's like we tend to forget. Well, I'll keep it on the eye. When I picked up and I started using, I forgot about what I wasn't happy with about myself before I started.
Mm.
Then it became a whole shit show
Yeah.
of things that I wasn't happy with in my life that was a result of me using.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as I reached those levels of clarity, I kind of realized, like, wait a second, I ain't happy if I'm by myself. I don't know how to just sit still. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
You get to learn about
Yeah.
yourself and get into the root. That's another thing you like my sponsor talked about, like getting to the root of the things.
Yes.
You know, and,
Right. The root. You ever hear that analogy, like drugs and substances that we use are like that ugly dandelion flower on the top, but the roots run deep.
yeah.
Deep.
And that's the
Strong.
stuff that we gotta dig up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the stuff we gotta dig up when we learn about ourselves.
Whew.
You know what I mean? That's every day. Every day it's a learning process that we get these moments of clarity all the time.
Mhm.
You know, maybe you want to call it spiritual awakenings,
Mhm.
aha moments.
Yeah.
And keep it fresh, keep it new. Like let me learn about myself. Let me what I like, what I don't like. You know, let me continue the process of recovery and to keep on working on these things, you know? So we'll go to acceptance. So grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. In recovery, acceptance equates to being satisfied with yourself. I like that. Just as you are, regardless of the past actions or behaviors you work to find and live in recovery requires that you accept who you are, where you are. It can help ease the burden of regret and anxiety of the future worries. Acceptance. So that's I always bring it back to self. You know, before anything, like when I get in recovery, I have to accept the fact of me, my past, the things I've done, right? The future is not even here, so I can project and set goals and stuff, but that's, you know, here or there. But like to actually accept who I am and what I've done and move forward. Acceptance is a big piece, and not just acceptance, but deep level acceptance. You know, like surrendering. Accept, like that's a hard pill to swallow. Accepting things that we've done, things we've been through. It can be tough.
Yeah.
Well, that's what recovery process is about, is learning how to accept those things. Because a lot of stuff we've done on our own, for me, right? Majority of it I've done. But some things were done to me
Right.
that it was out of my control, right? So how do I accept that? It's
Yeah.
tough.
It's like forgiveness.
Yep.
When it's like forgiving someone that never apologized. Right.
Mm-hmm. But that's all for you.
Let it go.
Right.
Everybody's not going to apologize. You're never going to get that clarity of,
Same way with acceptance, right? Stuff was done to
apologizing.
us, We gotta practice acceptance with that. It's for us. It's
Yeah.
not for the other person.
It's easier to let go than keep it. What am I going to hold on to it? And it's all about burdens and holding this baggage. It's about you and your recovery. You gotta let things go.
What's your antagonist to acceptance? I don't mind reservations.
Reservations? Okay.
Fixing things, like even when you say acceptance, I think it is so hard to let go because I feel like I can fix things that I can't fix, and
Yeah.
that's part of it, and it's really challenging.
Are you a perfectionist in recovery too?
Mhm.
Yeah. Listen, I think a lot of us, or we was talking on one of the articles, or I was talking to my therapist, one or two, right? Like we're human, for one. So we already have built-in things when we're born.
Mhm.
This is just my opinion, right? But in active addiction, we pick up more things. So how to let go and break down all that stuff that we're born with, that we gain in active addiction, right? So a lot of it's not good. So it takes time to break these chains off that we accumulated over the years, right? And sense of controlling or want to put our hands in it. I'm the same way. Like you want to fix, man, and control some
Right.
things, right? But that makes our life unmanageable.
Sure does.
You know what I mean? It's crazy because my life is great. I have a great life, right? I don't have nothing going on. That's great. Like I don't have no chaos. I'm not into drama. This is not going on. But there's still things that I like to change and fix,
Mhm.
right? And that can be other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can't do that.
Yeah.
But if I can accept the people how they are and what they do, I can be less miserable, less frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's all in personal relationships with people in the world. It's tough. It's tough for sure. Let's go to compassion. All right. At the beginning of your recovery, you learn to love your authentic self, to embrace self-compassion, not self-indulgence. Valley Hope specializes in making patients feel loved. From the moment they walk in the door, we specialize in compassionate care. The gift of compassion motivates us to go out of our way to help the physical, mental, or emotional pains of others, but it also ensures that we practice self-care as needed. So this is an article from valleyhope.org. That's what I was talking about. Valley Hope.
Makes sense, a little promo there.
Yeah.
Sneak it in the middle.
But a lot of these things we have to go to self, like compassion. We have to show compassion for ourselves. You know what I mean? We have to love ourselves. We have to have acceptance for ourselves. We have to have hope for ourselves, right? So we have to have all these things that we're talking about for self, first and foremost.
Yeah,
You know? Do you agree?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I absolutely. If you're not compassionate for them, we talked about this in class today. And she gave this real good analogy about, being in our caterpillar phase and like what makes it difficult for you to show up as a butterfly every day,
Mm.
right? And I don't know, maybe it's because I didn't go to Valley of Hope, but like in the beginning of my recovery, I did not love my authentic self. I had no idea who she was.
Yeah.
At the beginning,
Same here.
forget about it. Like that's not part of my story. But now, a while in, like I definitely see that is so important
Mhm.
to be able to, compassion as well, like empathy, right?
So if I can't have compassion, if I don't love myself, how am I going to love you and have compassion for
Right.
you?
Right.
Doesn't make sense. It ain't possible.
And I still struggle with being compassionate towards others. I still do. And that's why I realized recently, like, it is really better for me right now to be single.
Yeah.
Because it's just not.
Well, you know that. There you go. You're starting to know yourself. You know what I mean? And I look at not really being compassionate for others, or it's because I have some type of belief. You know what I mean? Or our values, morals. We have these things, and sometimes others don't match up with ours. And sometimes I'm not compassionate.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Accountability. Ooh. One of the great gifts in recovery stems from the practice of accountability. Accountability comes from the acknowledgement and assumption of responsibility for your actions and your willingness to accept related consequences in recovery. You are accountable for your own recovery within the 12 steps accountability guides you to your home AA or NA and supporters, establishing one of the most important relationships in your life, the relationship with your sponsor. All right, accountability. That's something that I never owned up to, accountability. I was always mean what I want to do, and I'll take the consequences. I never, I was always in the courtroom for my consequences, right? I was always getting locked up, but I wasn't willing to take responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These things, man, accountability, I'm accountable today, right? I'm reliable, I'm responsible, I'm trustworthy. These things that I wasn't in that position, not so ever. And being accountable and actually apologizing or owning up to it and talking it out. So if I'm acting out some type of way, I'm held accountable, and I'll own up to it, and I'll apologize. As before, I didn't care. I would just cause more chaos and not being accountable.
Right. I don't know why they feel so bad. It's not my fault.
Yeah, and I knew deep down inside it is my fault and didn't care. Man, no, it's your fault. I would project my stuff on you.
Sorry, I made you feel that way.
Accountability, these things, it's very big. These 12 gifts of recovery, and it talks about different gifts. These are gifts that we gain here. These things I used to run from or didn't even have no inkling of anything of these: hope, clarity, acceptance, compassion, accountability, none of it. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely there are gifts and they're good qualities. They're good things about these. And we'll go to gratitude. Ooh. Gratitude. Gratitude strengthens your recovery, ushering in joy, peace, and softness. That it will empower your journey and positively impact, even inspire your loved ones. It will usher you to a place where you're truly, I don't know what that word is, innately appreciate the gift of sobriety. Yeah, we practice gratitude in any situation, definitely a better outcome. Even the bad things. I'm grateful for the things I've been through.
Yes.
I'm grateful for the bad things, the good things, not so good things. Because I think you touched on it earlier, like I wouldn't be where I'm at today without that. You know, so if I find a little bit of gratitude in everything, things will work out. You know, what are you grateful for today?
What am I grateful
Mhm.
for today? What am I not grateful for today?
That's a good
the thing.
see, that's good.
I mean, I could go on, right?
Yeah.
Take up the whole meeting if you want me to, right? But it's easier to say, what am I not grateful for today? Because even the
I like
things that are going on that I'm not necessarily like jazzed about,
Mhm.
I'm still grateful. Like, okay, the fact that I have to wait 2 weeks to start work because it's a brand new position and finance didn't open, you know what I mean? Champagne problems,
It might be a
Right.
reason why
Right.
behind that.
right? Or let me not say champagne problems, Cadillac problems,
Cadillac problems.
okay?
Yeah,
I wish I had those problems 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
some of the things we complain about now,
Right.
and that condition we.
I gotta go home and wash dishes or vacuum the carpet.
Yeah.
Like, I got a carpet today. What?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's
for
all,
sure.
it's all, it puts it all in perspective. But before I started using, I was an ungrateful person. I grew up in a privileged situation.
Mhm.
I'm an only child. I was a brat. I grew up as a brat, and it manifested itself, you know, as a teenager and as a young adult, that I had this sense of entitlement. And it didn't matter what, you know, what I messed up, because I could just get it back. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it took, you know, my drug of choice to bring me to my knees,
Yeah,
to wipe out everything that I had that I valued in life, everything. And not just material things, self-worth,
and then the
dignity.
drugs and alcohol stop. They say they stop you from growing, right? And I actually believe that. Like you
Yeah.
had things going on before active addiction, right? That was ingrained in you. You learned, or it was already there. So you just added drugs and alcohol to the mix. You're not working on that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just made it worse. So now it's like, now I'm left in recovery. I put the drugs down. Now I'm left with self and all this stuff going on. And it takes work. You can't just say I'm here,
Yeah.
I'm clean, and now I have to put some work in to break all this stuff down.
Right. And I'm grateful for that too.
Yeah.
Grateful that I got a lot of work to do on myself.
I'm grateful just to be alive. That's I always
Right.
say that. I've been saying that from the beginning. I'm just grateful I have another day. I can wake up without the obsession or desire to use.
Yeah.
You know? Is there anything you're grateful for today?
I just spent the weekend with my family, so I'm really grateful for my progress and the fact that some behaviors that would have really triggered me before didn't. I feel like that I was really grateful that I saw my own behavior different than it has been in the past.
You're changing and growing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it felt good.
You see yourself coming more than now.
Yeah.
You know? That's good. I like it. Anything you're grateful for?
Waking up this morning.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Say the same thing. I wake up, I have another day. You know, a lot of us are not here. You know, a lot of us are not here.
You hit that right on the nose, Carl.
Mhm.
So many people in the last, you know, since I got clean, like, if I were to go back now, I wouldn't know who to hang out with.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't.
I know.
They're gone.
Gone.
So absolutely. wake
And
up
not
this
just
morning.
dying from drug and alcohol, just people dying in general.
In general,
You know,
right,
life's
right.
too short. It really is. You're here today, going tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're not promised tomorrow. You know, I have to remind myself that all the time. I have to be grateful for today. Right?
Yeah.
That's why I have to keep on changing. You know. 7, humility. Let's humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. Humility is essential in recovery. Step 7 requires that you fully embrace humility. Freeing yourself from pride and selfishness, and can reveal the beauty in your life and being you closer to your higher power. Humbling yourself. So, yeah, humility. You can be humbled or humiliated. I heard that before. You know, I have to practice, I think, being humble. I think a lot of these things you got to practice daily.
Yeah.
You know, I like that because I forget who said it, but a lot of people said it in recovery. Like, you know, if you ain't humble, you need to humiliate. That can come true. You know, I don't want to be humiliated. This I humiliated myself for many years. You know, because pride, ego, that kind of stuff, you know, you have to let that, you gotta let that stuff go. Pride and ego and not being humble can kill you.
Absolutely.
You know, it's easy to take many people out in recovery too, you know. So we'll go to number 8. Community. Your support community brings ongoing gifts to your life. These relationships are essential not only to recovery, but to maintaining a connection to others, to something bigger than yourself. And as the community supports you, you support others in your community. Furthermore, within the gift of community lie inclusion, purpose, and most importantly, willing and ready support. So I take as community like as recovery support. You know, who I have in my community and my support group is people that want good for me. You know, I get to choose who's in my life and who's not. You know, if you're not trying to help me or I'm not trying to help you, and it's all about chaos and this and that, it's just I've done all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I try to have a good community around me.
Yeah.
I gotta watch who I surround myself with.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be wrapped up in that BS anymore. I really don't. I've done that for many, many years. But yeah, talking about your support community. People that were willing to help me, you know, and don't want nothing from me. And I'm there. That's another thing, you know, we're here for each other. I can't do this alone. You know, I tried that. But, you know, on the same end of it, like, it's like, there's boundaries too. Like, you know, if you're putting more in than the other person is, you know, it's like, do I really want that in my life? You know, like, keep helping them, but like not gonna help me.
Yeah.
You know, because we can overdo ourselves.
Right.
You know.
Pour too much from your cup.
Yeah.
And somebody else's cup. You only got one cup.
Yeah, the relationship should be a 50-50 kind of deal. But on the other end, like if you're falling short, I'll pick up the other 70% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we do here. We help you. Help
Right.
one another.
Right.
You know? That's where I got where I'm at today is because of other people. Listen, everything I have today is because of others. Seriously, you know, that everybody else helped me. Take me, at first I didn't have a license. They would take me to work.
Mm-hmm.
People in recovery helped me get a job, helped me get my license, trying to get my GED, all these things. It was all because of help. It wasn't because of my own doing. My own doing always got me into trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I have a good community of people around me. You know?
Definitely. I recently moved to Salem,
How
and
did you?
so that's why you haven't really seen me around much. Somebody reached out to me a couple days ago and was like, "Why don't you come Saturday? Somebody's celebrating. You know, come. You know, we miss you."
Oh,
I was
cool.
like, you know what? I'll come to Mobo on Saturday. Absolutely. Like,
Nice.
it's nice to know that like people, you know, don't have to see you all the time. They still care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you form relationships in the rooms and the different, you know, areas of your recovery that will probably last you a lifetime.
And everybody's not for everybody. That's
Right.
You know.
Facts. And that's why, like, you know, you don't, just because you go to a meeting doesn't mean you gotta be friends with everybody there.
That's true.
It's like you gotta, you know, when we were out, you know, running the streets, right, you wouldn't let anybody jump in your car, right?
Mhm.
So why are we in recovery gonna pull up and just let everybody jump in the car?
Yeah.
Because my recovery car is way more valuable than my
Mm-hmm.
mobile crack shack.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm pulling over and I'm gonna let you in my recovery car, like, best believe I'm gonna make sure you're solid.
Yeah. I don't want none. You don't have nothing on you. You get in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a metaphor, the car, right?
The car. Yeah.
Right. My recovery is a vehicle to the next step in my life.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that's why I call it my recovery car. Like, I'm not gonna let you in near my vehicle that's moving towards success if you're not on the same track and like you're not. If we don't value the same things.
I'm here to help you. I
Right.
love you. I care about you, but like,
Right.
I'm not willing to risk my life today in no
Right.
shape or form.
Absolutely.
You know, I lived that life for so long. Why I want to get in recovery and be around the same people, places, and things and do the same kind of stuff. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? My life is too good today to throw it away because we don't think about these things in recovery. Like I was doing step work a while back with a sponsee, and I forget what the question actually was. It was like, did you put yourself at harm's risk or something like that? And he was just saying, yeah, about the drugs and stuff. Lifestyle. We don't think about like, or we didn't have like a sense of awareness, right? Like we're walking around like any given time we get shot, stabbed, robbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We think we're just walking around doing things. We're putting ourselves at harm's risk in our community at all given time. It's crazy out there in the world,
It really is.
you know, and we don't think about this. We want what we want and we don't care. You know what I mean? So we're at harm's risk at all costs daily.
Right.
you
I
know?
kind of felt that not too long ago, being able to walk out of my house and walk around and I know, like I don't have to look over my shoulder.
Mhm.
As an active addiction, I was looking over my shoulder an awful lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was involved in a lot of unspiritual stuff that I was putting my life in danger, and at that point, I didn't care.
Yeah.
It was only one objective.
We really think about that stuff. You know, we want what we want, right? All our stuff, it didn't matter.
Right,
And if
whatever
I-
has to happen to make that happen, we're
Yeah.
gonna make it happen.
Either way.
And so I worked for a while in a program with a group of women, and I told these women, like, there's some stuff that you learn in active addiction that I don't want you to let go. I don't want you to let go. I want you to use it for the better.
Mhm.
And that was one of those things, that sense of perseverance, like whatever has to happen to make what I want happen today, like that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. Like, and I wake up today with that same like feeling in my gut, like this is my goal. I'm gonna make it happen. Like no one's gonna tell me no.
You reversed it.
Right.
It's like towards the drugs and alcohol person, we're going to do what we want and then that at our cost. So
Yeah.
now we can flip it.
Right, we're
as-
survivors.
You know what I mean?
Right,
We're going after our goals just like we went after our drugs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we switched it. We flip flopped it.
flip flops.
Yeah. Mercy. All right, let's do it. Mercy. Oh, Benny.
Benevolence.
These are some words.
They got
man.
some fancy ones here.
You know what that means?
Benevolence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't. Forgiveness, kindness, give yourself the gift of mercy and then share it with others. And recovery working steps 8 and 9 can involve both giving and receiving mercy. As we make amends to those who we have wronged, we may also have the opportunity to show mercy to others in recovery who make their amends to us. So extend the beautiful act of mercy throughout your journey and receive its inherent gifts. Mercy. So a lot of mercy was given to me, so why not show mercy on others?
Right.
You
I looked
know?
it up for you just because I didn't want to.
Thank you.
The quality of being well-meaning.
Huh?
Kindness is an adjective.
Okay.
But I probably wouldn't have said it that concisely. I'm wordy, you know what I'm saying? But yes, right?
Yeah.
Being well-meaning, and that's how you went from where you went from to having sponsees
Mm-hmm.
because you're benevolent.
Yeah, I never heard that word before. So there's
Now it's you,
huh?
and now it's you. So
Yeah.
it's plus.
You embody benevolence. Yeah.
But yeah, practicing forgiveness, kindness, always stems back to you. You have to forgive yourself. You have to practice kindness with yourself. Then what we learn here is then we give out to others, you know. So we practice for self and then we practice with others. Yeah, I was definitely blessed with a lot of mercy and grace. People that are still in my life today that gave me mercy, you know, that, really shouldn't be, like my mom, she never gave up on me. You
Yeah.
know, she gave me a lot of mercy.
Oof.
You know, I praise that woman. I really do because I put her through hell. So I have to remind myself that when things go on in my life and people act the way they do and do what they do, so I have to practice mercy with those
Mhm.
because it was given to me. You know,
And we give away what was so freely given to us, and like that's one of the things you learn in the fellowship in the rooms. Like
yeah,
you gotta give it up.
you got it.
You can't keep all that.
Can't. It was given to me, so I fully can give it away. You know, And we'll go to number 10, honesty. And we'll end it there because it's 35 minutes. A key facet of our moral fiber rest in our level of integrity. Being honest with yourself started your recovery, and staying honest with yourself and others will ensure your success. Step 10 requires practicing honesty by taking personal inventory and when wrong, properly admitted it. Releasing yourself from dishonesty by openly admitting fault builds your integrity and frees you from ongoing guilt and anxiety. I think that's one of the first things we have to practice is honesty. You know, if we're not honest with self and honesty with, we don't have to be honest with everybody, but we have to be honest with somebody. And I mean, that's why I have a sponsor, that's why I have a therapist, and that's why I have other people that I trust and confide in. Because we have to be open and honest. I'm not going to be able to get better without being honest.
Right.
You know, I was lying to myself and I was so delusional and making things up. I had to lie to cover up a lie, and I don't even know if that was the truth. So, like, I was full of BS. Yeah,
Right.
there's nothing. If I was honest, it's because I wanted something. There was like motives behind me being honest.
Right.
You know, there's nothing truthful about me at the time. You know what I mean? So, you know, to actually be honest and like, I mean, there's different levels of honesty. You know what I mean? I can like, there's one of like telling half the truth, it's still a lie. You know, I'll tell you a little bit of it, but I won't tell you the whole truth with the whole truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like you're BSing I was BSing myself. I am my worst critic, my worst enemy. You know what I mean? And the lies I told myself, never gonna be a good person. I'm never gonna have this. I'm never gonna have that. I can't get clean. I won't get clean.
Right. I don't deserve it.
Yeah, it was out of all myself doing all this. You know what I mean? So I just told myself a bunch of BS, and that drove me deeper and deeper in the knack of addiction.
Yeah.
Until I gained recovery and was open and honest about my emotions and feelings. And that's one of the things we used to stuff in
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I started to change little by little, little by little. You know, and it talks about, you know, honesty can inform into integrity. You know, and I have integrity today because of honesty. You know, I'm responsible, productive, a member of society. And that's all through the 12 gifts of recovery. You know what I mean? So these some of the things we have to practice daily. But if you guys have anything else until I close this meeting? No? All right.
I'll shut it up. Yeah. I got more for you next Tuesday.
Good. That was our coffee and conversation meeting for the day. I want to thank you guys for attending. You guys are more than welcome to always come in. It's awesome that we can do a virtual and in person. My name is Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Cap Recovery Center. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Thank you. See you. I can't say her name. Tian. Nice seeing you, Tian.
I'm surprised.